Good morning, everybody. How is everyone doing this morning? It is Monday morning. Let me adjust my camera. How is everyone doing this morning? It is Monday morning. Adjust my camera. How is everyone doing this morning? It is. Okay. Hello. Good morning, Megan. Good morning, Harry. Good morning, Janine. It is Monday morning, Martin Luther King Day. How is everybody doing this morning? I am dragging. I'm dragging this morning, y'all. Yeah, I had to turn it down. I turned it down, Megan. I had my phone on too, so I turned it down. So how's everybody doing this morning? Let's let some people get in here. Are you in the wrong chat? I don't know. Where is everybody, right? It's Monday morning and probably everybody is sleeping. I woke up kind of late, so I wasn't able to make my morning phone call to Queen Indie Mom. So hopefully she's awake and she'll be in here soon. Yeah, so we'll wait on everybody to get in and just gonna talk. Hopefully everyone had a good weekend. Good morning, Dawn. I had a pretty good weekend. I did a lot of coloring. I like to do the adult coloring. So I have an assortment of colors, some markers, and I have a couple of adult coloring books. And I will share those. Me and Indie Mom both color and do our adult coloring books for peace, and it really does help. It really does help. And so he was 54, Janine. Wow, that's young. That is very young, Janine. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry to hear that. That is very young. Yeah. Yeah, I had a good weekend. I colored and I cooked supper last night, and um, I'm waiting on some things to go on sale and some funds to come in so I can purchase some different items that I can for you guys for videos. So I've got a chili video coming out, and I should be putting it out today. You're painting as we speak, yeah. I don't know. I don't know, Megan. While they're doing that, I'm not seeing it. Yeah, I did a chili video, canning chili, and so I need to put it out. But I'd like to do some other stuff like butter. I'd like to can some butter, but that takes a little bit more. Like take for instance, I can get, I could probably find some potatoes on sale. Good morning, Dagmar. Um, but butter is a little bit more expensive, and so it just takes a little bit more to start out. You know what I'm saying? It takes a little bit more to put into than, let's say, canning potatoes or green beans or something like that. It's just, butter's more expensive these days. I don't know who didn't love Elvis, Janine. I loved Elvis. I know I did. But yeah, I've got some videos coming forth. I do have some beef roast. I'd like to can that. I'd like to do some barbecue chicken. I'd like to show you guys how to do that. So there's a lot of different things as I wait for butter to go on sale and for me to get a few more supplies so I can do that. But that won't take long, guys. That won't take long. So Just know that I've got some videos in the works. I do have ideas, and I do have one that I do need to drop. So I have content coming forward. In the meantime, we're going to chat it up here and have a good time, and hopefully come together and learn some new things and about ourselves and about each other and about how to get along in this life a little bit easier. Um, I want to look at some news this morning. Let me check my weather. I have not checked my weather this morning. Um, let's see. Let's see. Let's see. Howdy, Captain. How are you doing? Happy Monday to you. Let's see what we got today in the good old state of Louisiana. It is 56 degrees right now. It is cloudy, and we've got 43% chance of rain. And the high today is 69. We'll be in the 70s the rest of the week with a high chance of rain all week long. So that's how my week's looking, guys. Hey, Miss R, good morning. Good morning. Hey, Matt, how are you doing? Good morning. Welcome, welcome. So today is going to be 69 degrees. It's 56 right now. And yeah, that's the weather in my neck of the woods, right? So how's the weather in your neck of the woods? I hope everyone, is it a slight audio thing? Okay. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. It just has to be my speakers or the mic or something's going on. We'll just have to deal with it. Let me put some chapstick. Yeah, Miss R. Quick was saying it was 40 in his. He says, "Where anywhere in Florida have you walked in and had the heater on?" Good morning, silly wabbit. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. I'm so glad you could make it. I'm so glad you could make it. It's 39 there, Megan. 21 for Dawn. Yes, Dawn, that is cold. Yep, there you go, Miss R. I remember my mother doing that. I sure do. I remember my mother doing that. It's 23 where Rabbit is. Yeah, it's not awful. Okay, guys, so let me bring up my screen. Okay, I want us to look at this. It's very disturbing. Very disturbing. Um, and before today, I had a subject to talk about. I've been having this subject to talk about for about a week, and it keeps passing us by. I don't know why that is. Sometimes you just have to go with the flow and know what the spirit is leading you to do, and sometimes the topics that you want to talk about may not be the topic that needs to be talked about. Okay, so that's what I kind of chomp it up to be. Good morning, Kaisa. So this morning we're going to take a look at what can happen when bullying takes place. Okay, guys. A Texas mother of 5, 28, is struck and killed by female driver outside of her house after defending her daughter, who was 11, from bullies who showed up outside to torment youngster. So Ashley Lopez, 28 years old, was in the middle of an argument defending her daughter. Penny Gomez left the fight, got into a car, and intentionally drove toward Lopez. The mother of 5 was killed, and another woman was injured. Gomez was charged with murder and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Good morning, Ivy. Let's get into this, y'all. This is a Texas mother of 5 was killed when she was run over by a car in San Antonio while defending her 11-year-old daughter from bullies in the middle of the street. Now, think about this for a minute. You have an 11-year-old child. Okay, I have a 12-year-old grandson. He's almost 13. He's 12. And so it would be like me being outside defending my grandson, and someone gets so angry that they literally go get into a car and they run me over and kill me. She was in the middle of an argument. She's 28 years old, in the middle of an argument. It contained at least 30 people and started to argue with another woman. Penny Gomez, 36, who was involved, left and got into a silver Hyundai Sonata and intentionally drove toward the 2 women, killing Lopez and injuring the other one. Making matters worse, someone noticed that Lopez was under Gomez's car and tried to get it off of her when Gomez just drove off, dragging her 20 to 30 feet. Okay? Look at this. So the woman on the left was killed. Okay? And the woman on the right is the one who allegedly ran her over. There is video. This is common, guys, with things that are happening like this. There's going to be video. And it's horrific. It really is. Witnesses caught the grisly incident on cell phone cameras, and 2 passengers in Gomez's car got out and returned to the scene to cooperate with the police. Lopez's mother spoke Sunday, saying she only had one question: why would you do this? Why? She was defending her 11-year-old daughter from school bullies who had shown up at their home when the fight broke out. So these kids had come to her house, okay, and you're defending yourself. There's 30 people outside. You're defending yourself, and someone hit your mother with a car. This is terrible, guys. This is absolutely horrible. Let me see how I can fix this. Horrible. Horrible. So, my issue with this, guys, is that we go through every day on these YouTube streets. And I've seen it sitting on panels. I've seen it in the chats. I've seen it all over the place. And, we just want to defend ourselves, right? You want to defend yourself against a bully, but we need to remember that bullies are bullies, and sometimes they want to take it a little bit further than just being a bully. They really want to hurt you. And there's literally people out there that are psychopathic sadists who get off on hurting people, and this is a prime example of what can go horribly wrong when this type of behavior is taking place. we have a right to go out and defend our children, but when you are up against a gang of 30 people, I don't think it's a good idea to be outside fighting. And I'm not saying it's her fault. She had every right to go outside and fight for her child. Um, the best thing would have been done was to leave, call the law, and leave and go home. That would have been the best thing, because obviously, with all these people being around, it wasn't just like 4 people standing there. This is 30 people, in a group who's all yelling and arguing, and emotions run very, very high in situations like this. Whenever you have a troll or a bully coming against you, it runs very, very high. Your emotions do. And you want to lash out and you want to take up for yourself. And we all know this. We all do it. This is something that uh, it's just absolute. I don't know. I'm at a loss of words this morning by this. I really am. It is scary. It is scary to think that you go out and you want to defend your child, and then this happens. And so now this young girl is without her mother, her greatest defender, who died defending her. And for what reason? Really, seriously, what reason? She was bullied at school. The kids were mean, and they told her, and I'm not, and don't take me wrong, I'm not saying this I'm saying this as in, people are so mean. Kids especially are so mean to each other, and they say the most hateful things, but there's no reason to take a life. There's absolutely no reason. And now she is left without a mother because of bullies. Little children who should know better. You should know better at that age. You know what you're doing at that age. I remember that age. So you have, and yeah, Megan, you have to think, I wonder about this woman who killed her. Who is her children? Who's her child? Because now that child loses a parent as well. To prison, to the prison system. So neither one of them win. Neither one of them win. So what's the outcome of the argument? What's the outcome? This is my point I'm trying to make is, we always want, we go up against our bullies or our trolls, okay? And I said last night on a panel, not everything deserves your attention or a response, okay? It is really, really hard to take the high road and to keep your mouth shut when you know that you've done nothing wrong, when you know that whatever the troll is saying is lies, or whatever the bully is saying is lies. Basically, a troll is a bully, so let's just use bully. Sometimes the best way to deal with the bully is to cut the oxygen off to the fire. Don't say nothing at all. And it's the hardest thing to do. Believe me, I know. I've spent a long time biting my tongue, and it's probably almost bitten in half. um, so now both of these children are left without mothers. And it's horrible. It's horrible. So I asked an employee today, this is the inevitability of being on YouTube and being in this world. People are going to look at you wrong. People are going to stare at you. People are going to, say something or whatever it may be. And you're going to have to learn how to turn your cheek and turn the other way. Because let me say something. You never know who you are running up against. And you may think you're a badass, okay? Even I think that, okay? I'm not talking about everybody and not me. I'm putting me in this too. Because there are times I believe you do have to stand up for yourself. But we have to recognize that, take for instance, in this situation, every situation is different. But in this situation, what can we take from it? Well, what we could take from it is that if you are two or three people, only two or three people out of all these people that are standing around screaming and hollering or arguing at, 30 people in a crowd, you're not going to get anything done besides something bad happening. You see what I'm saying? It only can lead to something bad. So you've got to learn how to say and know when to walk away. Know when to walk away. It's sad to say, but her not going outside would have prevented this. But the thing is that look, what if this happened? What if her child was already outside? Something happened and she went outside to take care of the situation, just like all of us mothers do. How many mothers have went outside to take care of something that you heard was going on between your child and another child? I have. And I've told that child, you need to get back or whatever. Well, what if she did that and then that child goes and gets their parent and then here they come? Now you're in an argument with the child, with the parent. And it's just not going to go nowhere fast. It's not going to go anywhere good fast, I tell you. So we have to pick and choose what we're going to fight for, guys. What are we going to fight for? Okay. Sometimes we have to ask ourselves, is it worth it? Because, there are some people out there, they just don't care anything about you. They'll dox you. They'll put all your information out there. They just really don't care about you. Hey, Slap It Tickle. Excuse me, y'all. I'm thirsty. I got a Coke this morning instead of coffee. So anyway, guys, I just want to encourage you, remember that not all bullies fight fair. Bullies are bullies for a reason. They're called that for a reason. And we have to remember that some of them are really, really bad. And so be careful out on the YouTube streets. Not everything deserves a response. Okay? There are some people that just like to fight. They just like to argue, and it doesn't matter what comes out of their mouth. They're just going to argue. I personally, I step away from a person like that because I don't have time. I don't have time to argue. Let's have a good time, or I don't want to have the time at all, right? Yes, Dawn, yes. Parents need to step up, but most of the time parents are the problem. And see, it's hard because, the parent of the child being bullied is at the school doing what they're supposed to do. I know this from experience, right? But they always want proof. But you have to remember that bully has a parent. And it is up to that parent to parent that child and to let them know, or to tear their tail up and let them know, no, you're not going to bully anybody. Avi says, and unfortunately, if you're an adult and you put yourself out there on social media, you need to be prepared for bullies and haters. If you can't handle it emotionally, you're going to have a problem. You're right, Avi. You have to be very emotionally stable in this in these YouTube streets. You really do. See, for me, somehow I disconnect. Somehow I just disconnect from all that. It really just, some things bother me, some things don't. Um, yeah, Captain, a lot of times what I do is, you know, I take away their power by just, uh, making it all into a joke. You know what I'm saying? Like, take for instance, we had a guy come on one time to a panel and called me some names, and I ended up telling him, "Yeah, you damn straight. I'm this, I'm that, and whatever." Because first of all, this is how I feel. You don't know me. You're sitting behind a computer and you don't know me. You're just typing words. Those words cannot hurt me. Okay? They can't, they can hurt me only if I let them. And even when they do hurt, I have a way I can react. Either I can react by getting back on the computer and typing back, or I can react by getting out of the channel and going to another place. I'm not saying this always works. I'm not saying this is the way you do it every single time, because every situation is different. That's why I'm saying you have to listen to your gut feeling and your spirit. Not everything deserves a reaction. I'm going to keep saying that today. I'm going to keep saying that today so we all get it. Not everything deserves a reaction. Just because someone comes at you does not mean it deserves a reaction. You do not have to react to it. And you don't have to respond. Trolls like to be responded to. Let me say that again. Bullies and trolls like to be responded to. They like to see you hurt. They like to see you squirm. When they see that they can't do that anymore, it may take a couple of months, it may take a little while, but they will eventually get tired and go to someone else. Unfortunately, they will go to someone else. Because this is what they do. There you go, Captain. That's good. That's very good. Hey, Jesse Hope, how are you doing? So, I just encourage you to, be safe out on the YouTube streets. I'm really, really, I've been sitting back and just kind of watching some things that takes place and being in some different sectors, and I've been networking, and I've just watched the way a different sector handles, certain things. And I learned in the last couple of days that, not everything deserves a response. And, um, a lot of times what happens is we get so upset that we react to something before we have a chance to respond. A response is different from a reaction. Okay? A response is different from a reaction. Not everything deserves a reaction. Not everything deserves a response. It's sometimes a good thing to keep your mouth shut. It is the hardest thing, but sometimes it's the best thing. And you've got to learn, sometimes the hard way. And you may be that kind of person that you just can't shut up. Maybe you're that kind of person. I'm just going to tell you right now, if you're that type of person where you cannot get off the computer and stop, then you need to shut YouTube down. If it is coming between you and your spouse, or it is coming between you and your friends, the issues with YouTube, and you cannot keep your mouth shut, and it is affecting you to the point to where you are sick, or you are hopefully not in this predicament, but wanting to harm yourself in any way, please shut YouTube down. Nothing is worth that. Your life is way more important. Your health is way more important. Your marriage is way more important. Okay? this, y'all have to, there are some people, guys, I've run into them. There's some people that will just drain you. All they want to talk about is YouTube. And my whole life, yes, I'm on YouTube a lot, but my whole life doesn't revolve around YouTube. I have a life outside of YouTube, and it's a beautiful life. And a lot of my life does involve YouTube, but you know, I have conversations with my friends that's not about YouTube. If you get on the phone and all you want to talk about is YouTube with me, then unfortunately you're going to find real quick that I'm not like that. I'll talk about it, but I'd rather, you can ask anyone on here that's on Instagram with me and stuff like that. I'll send them stuff back and forth, laughing stuff. I love to laugh. I love jokes. I love funny things. I'm interested in all kinds of different things. I don't have to talk about YouTube, right? Some people are just drainers, and you have to shut them off. Unfortunately, that's what you have to do. And another thing I'll talk about, I've seen, is this idea that just because you are having a problem with a certain person, then all of your friends, you think in your mind that all of your friends should have a certain type of attitude towards that person also. I disagree with that. Just because I don't particularly care for somebody doesn't mean that you won't particularly care for them either. You might like them. I've always viewed in my friendships anyway that, I don't ask, like, take for instance, I don't ask any mom, you know, why were you over at such and such? Why were you over at such and such chat and you were not at mine this morning? Why were you over commenting on so and so's chat or page whenever you know I don't like that person? Well, first of all, it's not about you. It's about the person and what they want and where they want to go. I can support who I want to support. And let me say this too, because, this is the thing. You're out there in those streets by yourself, starting your shit by yourself. Don't expect everybody else to come up behind you and start fighting for you. Okay? Let's just get that straight. Let me say that again. If you're out starting shit in YouTube streets, going all around, commenting here and there, leaving your little trail everywhere you go, don't expect someone to come and take up for you. You need to learn how to fight your own battles. You need to learn how to fight your own battles. Don't get pissed off at somebody. Don't get pissed off at somebody because you came in and you defended them and you did this and you did that. No, you decided to defend them. That's on you. No one asked you to defend me. You did that on your own. Don't act like you owe me something or I owe you something because you defended me. Right? I mean, am I right or am I wrong? Let me know if I'm wrong now. I'll reevaluate some things. Maybe I'm looking at something wrong, but the way I feel is that if you're out in those YouTube streets starting YouTube mess, then you need to deal with your shit. Quit expecting everybody else to deal with it for you and with you. Quit bringing people down with you. Okay? You're so down in the dumps, you want everybody else down in the dump with you. Well, quit it. Quit it. It's not fair. You need to put your big girl panties on, stand up, take up for yourself, fight for yourself, or you need to shut it down. You need to shut it down. That's just my personal opinion. It's inevitable that you're going to, it's a risk every time you come onto YouTube or any other social media platform that you're going to get trolled, that you're going to get bullied. That is a risk that all of us take, all of us. But you can't go around starting shit and expect for other people to come back behind you and clean your mess up. And quit telling me where I can and cannot go. I'll tell you this. I've heard of this happening. This has not happened to me, okay? This has not happened to me. I will say that again. This has not happened to me. But I know of people who get text messages at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, all through the middle of the night, because someone's having drama on YouTube. Let me sleep, is what I'm saying. You text me in the middle of the night and you're going to get blocked. You see what I'm saying? You're going to get blocked. Not on YouTube. On my phone, you're going to get blocked. First of all, that's even if you have my phone number. Don't be calling me with your bullshit. I already have a hard time sleeping. And you're going to text me with your bullshit? Not even something important, just about how you're feeling and how you're mad. You can save it to the next day. You can save it to the next day. It better be a damn emergency if you are texting me over some YouTube shit. That's how I feel. Don't be going around. I don't go around dropping my trash and starting shit everywhere. Don't do that. And expect for someone to come and bail you out and then take up for you, and then you text them at 3 o'clock in the morning because you're pissed off because everyone's coming against you and nobody's standing up for you. Now, I hope as I'm saying this, you receive this in love and mercy, because that's hopefully how I'm delivering it. I'm delivering this in a very calm manner because people need to understand. People need to understand that that is crossing boundaries. You don't do this. There are boundaries. And you need not cross those boundaries. It's rude. It is rude to do that. To act like your stuff is more important than anything else. That you have to text me at 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning all night long what you're going through. Oh yeah, me. Now me and Indy do the same thing. Me and Indy do the same thing. But I'm talking about just all of a sudden I wake up and I've got so and so texting me letting me know that so and so on YouTube is coming against them and this is what's going on. No, I don't have time for that. Because not only are you bringing yourself down, you're bringing someone else down with you. You don't need to do that. You need to elevate yourself and say, I'm not going to put up with this bullshit. And just don't respond to it. Who cares what the person said? Who cares? Everybody knows that person's crazy. Why do you care that someone calls you a name that most people on YouTube think this person is crazy? Who cares? Chirp and burp. I'm just in that mood where, I really want to get this off my chest. I feel I've seen it all weekend and I heard something this morning that made me think, that, you know, if you want to beef with somebody, then learn how to take up for yourself. And go do it do it on your platform. Don't go in someone else's chat and start talking about that shit. You don't do that. Why do you think you need to bring it everywhere else? You know what I'm saying? Why? But yeah, Megan, me and Indy do the same thing. Because we sleep at different times, and so I'll text her and she'll text me. But it's no big deal. What I'm saying is if you're texting me excuse me, several text messages, and it starts to get to me mentally because you're not handling it mentally and emotionally. You see what I'm saying? You're having a freaking breakdown over here, and you're wanting me to come down with you, basically. No, come on now, get it together. I mean, so I encourage you while you're out there um, in these YouTube streets, clean up your mess behind you, or don't leave a mess at all. If you don't have something nice to say, don't say it. Not everything needs to be said. Not everything needs a response. Not everything needs a reaction. Right? Okay, so let's look at a little bit more news now that I'm through japping my jaws about that. um, let's see. I don't know what else is happening in the news, but um, I'm sorry. If I hope I didn't come off sounding too mean. I don't want to sound like that. I just want to let people know that there has to be some kind of boundaries on these YouTube streets. Um, I think that we think because we go and we get into it with somebody that everybody else is supposed to take up for us, and that's not the case, guys. That's really not the case. Um, if you're out there starting shit, then you need to do your clean up your own mess. Clean up your own mess. Terrifying moment. Scores of gunshots ring out as woman 23 was murdered by Alabama basketball star Darius Miles, sending screaming walkers fleeing in terror. University of Alabama basketball star Darius Miles, 23, reaps as he's perp walked after being charged with capital murder over campus shooting that killed woman 23. This is devastating. Very devastating. Alabama basketball player Darius Miles and another man have been charged with capital murder after a fatal shooting near campus. Tuscaloosa Police Captain Jack Kennedy said that the shooting occurred early Sunday morning in the strip off University Boulevard near campus. Miles was filmed sobbing and apologizing as he was led down a set of stairs and onto a waiting police car by cops. This is horrible. He said Jamia Harris, 23, of Birmingham, was shot and killed. Miles, 21, a junior reserve forward from Washington, D.C., and Michael Lynn Davis of Charles County, Maryland, were both charged with capital murder. Oh, goodness. The capital murder charge arose because the death involved shots fired into a vehicle. All right, Megan, I'm fixing to smoke a cigarette, too. Yeah, let's talk. I'm going to drop my link. Yeah, and I'm going to come up so I can smoke a cigarette. It'll take me just a few minutes. Oh, you're good, Janine. I'm reading your stuff, Janine. Don't I'm just on my rant right now. There's Megan. Megan, good morning, my love.
Hi.
Hi.
Plugging in my phone. How are
Let me
you?
come in. I'm good. I'm good. I've really just been on this kick all weekend. It's really just been on my mind. Just all the YouTube stuff. And then when I read that article about the bullying and
Mm-hmm.
the life lost, it broke my heart. That is a 28-year-old mother. Um,
It was shocking.
just scary. It's just scary, that you go out to defend your child and you end up dead. All because of
Mhm.
emotion.
Yeah.
Emotion.
And what's that other kid, the child that the mom's gonna do now? It's like great.
Well,
Now,
exactly.
she can get if she was the one getting bullied, she can get bullied a lot more now.
Yeah. Okay, let me turn this down. Let me get it. Uh, okay. Okay. Okie dokie. Now, let me get my cigarette. Have a good day, baby. Okay. Okay, had to say bye to Hmm.
my darling. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, I can hear you. I don't
Okay,
know
let
how.
me turn my. There we go. Now I can hear you.
Hmm.
So, anyway, how are you doing, dear? Did you take some time off this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I really didn't even do it intentionally. Just busy with other stuff.
Yeah.
Um, I can't remember what day it was. I think it was Friday. Yeah, it was Friday that was the last time I was really present financially. It was
Oh, I just had a rooster.
good.
So, anyway, I wanted to talk about, um, good morning, KFC. Good morning, Elmer, Bud. How's everybody doing? Welcome, welcome. Um, yeah, so, like I was saying, I don't know. I was somewhere this morning in a different sector. I've been networking and, just talking to different people and seeing what their sectors are about, just kind of roaming around. And something came up about, being bullied, being trolled. Let's say that, being trolled. Um, we have to take a stance and say, you know what? I'm not going to allow a person to dictate to me how my life is going to be. You know what I'm saying, Megan? Can you hear me?
I
Megan?
forgot I was muted. Yeah, I was muted.
Oh, okay. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, you have to take a stand and say, I'm not going to allow this person to dictate to me how I'm going to react or how I'm going to respond in my life just because you're bullying me. The only power the bully has over you is how you respond to them, right?
Hmm. But even sometimes, even if you don't respond, they'll still use
Hmm.
you as a punching bag, and it's really hard to bite your tongue. Right?
It really is. It really is hard to bite your tongue, but that's
Hmm.
where it comes in, where you learn how to differentiate when it's a good time to speak and when it's not a good time to speak.
Yeah.
There are
Yeah.
times, I believe we should take up for ourselves, but then there's other times when I think you're going a little bit too far. You
Yeah.
know, that's
And
good, KFC. I'm really glad to hear that. I'm really glad to hear that. I hope you're moving forward, honey. Yeah, because that's what I'm talking about today is that, we have to decide what we're going to do with our life. We can't let another person dictate what my life is going to be. If I allow that to happen, then I'm allowing them to win.
hmm I'm a big
If
believer in
I
the high road too. Not lowering myself to their level.
Exactly. Don't lower yourself to their standards. And to be quite honest with you, when you come back with that defensive self saying to this person, don't do this to me because you're making me this, you're making me this, they're going to do it even more because they like it. They
Yeah.
like seeing you hurt.
Yeah. And what I've been going through recently just got squashed because I stood up for somebody else to that person.
Yeah.
I've been keeping silent. I've been biting my tongue. And I finally just
Yeah.
like, oh hell no! When someone else got dragged into it, I'm like, no.
Right. Right.
And ended up
You
squashing
know,
the beef between us two as well.
well, I'm glad. I'm glad to hear that because it's like I said, sooner or later it will come. You
Yet
just
that
have to
person still
bide
being
your
hated.
time.
So now I'm just like, great.
Yeah.
It's just the drama is never ending.
Yeah,
Now I
of
just am
course.
not going to be a part of those channels anymore. If I feel like a channel is a kind of a hate channel or just negative, I'm just not going to hang out there because I'm not about negativity. So I just don't go. It really
Yeah.
does help, but man, I have woken up to this text messages where it's just like a whole slew of messages. Just oh
Yeah.
okay. I guess maybe I'll tune
Well,
in.
I hear your traffic.
I know it sounds like I'm on the
No,
side of the
the
freeway.
my thing is this, you never know what that person you're sending those texts are going through. They might not be mentally capable of handling all the drama, but yet you're sending all the drama. So I would just ask people to think twice before taking it outside of yourself. You know what I'm saying? This is my experience. You know, if I wake up to all those texts like that, it would put me in a pretty shitty mood. Yeah, that's what I hear, Jesse Hope, but who cares what they say? I don't care what they say.
Yeah, waking up to something like that does start your day off pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, we have to think about what we're causing other people to. Look, I have drama in my life every day. Drama is in a part of our life every single day, whether it's financial, personal, marriage, friends, whatever it may be. You have enough of it as it is. You know, don't make it worse. Don't make it worse. You can talk to things with people, but when that's all you talk about, it gets pretty tiring.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, Miss R, I haven't seen that. Hey, helping the vision. Welcome, welcome. No, KFC, I think what it is, honey, is that, you know, people catch us at the wrong time. And that's what I was saying. Some people can't handle things emotionally. And you were just at a downtime. And, you just have to learn how to not let them have any power over you. And that's hard to do. I don't think maybe you owe a few people an apology, but you sure don't owe any trolls an apology. I hope that's not what you mean. You don't owe any trolls an apology. But sometimes we get so caught up that we hurt other people and we don't know it. And so maybe that's what you're talking about. I'm not sure. I'm just going by my experience. I don't want to put my experience off on anybody else. You can share your own, and that's what I encourage. Um, yes, helping the vision. Thank you. Um, yeah, guys. I mean, this trolling thing is so serious. Um, but yet at the same time, you have to realize that these people that do this, they do this non-stop. Okay, they do this nonstop. They are rehearsed in doing this. This is what they love to do is drag people's name through the mud. And some of these people will go to lengths, any lengths. Hope you have a wonderful day, Kaisa. Oh no, you didn't stress me out, girl. Finally, Connie. Hey, girl, I was just looking at your email this morning and I will get back to you today, okay, sweetheart? I took the weekend off.
Hmm.
I sure did. I took the weekend off of my personal YouTube stuff and I just played on YouTube for my own self.
There you go.
Sometimes you just have to take a step back from all the stuff. Welcome, Connie. I'm so glad you're here. Let me see what Jesse said. Yeah, they are, Jesse Hope. And, I mean, that's the thing. It's terrible. But we have to step back and say, you know what? These are crazy ass people. Most of the people who listen to them are the same people who listen to them to begin with. And all the other people know that they're full of shit. And the ones that know and that really care for KFC and for anyone else who is being trolled by these people should know, they should know that their word is not good. And so therefore we don't believe it. We have to remember that not everything on YouTube is the truth.
That's for sure. That's a really important thing to remember.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back on the computer.
Cool. I'm gonna get off my phone.
Hello, Megan. So, yes, Miss R, consider the source. That's true. Um, just because someone says something on YouTube doesn't mean it's the truth. I mean, if you see somebody on a platform, let me just say this. Let's say you go into a chat for the first time, and if you're like me, you're just a bush sitter and you're going to check out what's going on. I like to know where I'm at. I want to check out what's going on. How are people treating each other? How are people talking to one another? How's the chat flowing? If you see someone up on the panel and they are talking shit about somebody and they are dragging them, then you best believe that you could be that next person that they drag, right?
Hmm.
That's just how it is. I mean, I don't know how else to put it. You don't need to be in that chat. You get to drive your car wherever you want to go. Oh, I love it. Look at that. It's beautiful, Megan. Oh
Um,
my gosh, that is gorgeous, girl.
can't really see it with the light off.
Love it, love it.
You bet.
Yeah, KFC. Look, everyone goes through stuff, and I'm sorry it's been a horrible month for you, honey. And yes, I will stick around for the ride. I just hope that that you know you need to realize that people are going to believe what they want to believe, and you defending yourself can sometimes go a little bit overboard. And I'm not saying you defending yourself. I'm talking about anybody that's out there defending themselves. There is a point to where it can go overboard to where it looks like you're just trying a little bit too damn hard. I mean, if you know it's not true, it's not true. Don't worry about it. Let the shit go. That's how I feel about it anyway. Just like whenever, it was said that, I didn't mail the jam to the right place or whatever. Well, I didn't come on and say anything about that. Even though he was dragging my name over some jam, I didn't come out and say anything because I knew he had received it. I had the mail thing. I paid the insurance on it. I knew he received it. So I knew he was lying. So it wasn't the big deal. What was the big deal was is he kept dragging my name and dragging and dragging and dragging, and finally after 2 months, I came out and said, "Dude, this is the truth." And when I came out and said that and caught him in all his lies and was able to prove it, then he shut up. But not everybody's like that. You know what I'm saying? You can prove something to somebody all day long. It doesn't mean they're going to stop.
Hmm.
They just keep on going because they know it gets under your skin. Yeah. YouTube has become overwhelming and you have to go outside and play. You're right, Elmer. Yeah. You have to just get out of YouTube and go do something. YouTube is not my world. I have a life outside of YouTube. Let me just say this. Every time I talked, to Indy or Quick Vic or anybody outside of YouTube, we don't only talk about YouTube. We talk about life. We like to enjoy each other's company, not just YouTube. Oh, well, Janine. Hey, a little bit. How are you doing? How are you? This is the thing. Don't give the bullies any fire. Let me say this again. Oxygen makes fire burn. Okay. If you take away the oxygen from the fire, it's going to quit burning. Okay. So quit adding oxygen to the fire by your words, constantly keeping it going. Let it go. Quit talking about the bully. Don't even say bully. Just don't even say anything about it. Just move on. Act like it hasn't happened and move on. Until you stop doing that, it will not leave you. You're going to keep up with that mindset that everyone's against me. Everyone's against me. When really everyone's not against you. A lot of times we're against ourselves and we don't even know it. Thank you, bud. I just have a very realistic and logical way, I think, of seeing things is that, um, it's not easy. It's not easy when you have a troll. I'm not saying it is. It takes a toll on you emotionally. It takes a toll on you mentally, and eventually it will take a toll on you physically. If you allow your mental and your emotional to be unstable, then physically you will get sick. Okay. Um, I know this because I've lived it for years. If you are not mentally and emotionally happy, you will suffer physically. And I have for years. And, I just want to warn everyone against that, especially you, KFC. You have some, not to put anything on blast, and I'm not saying anything about you, but most people know you already, that you have a health history. And so I worry about you because when these people come against you, you're a very sensitive empath and you take everything to heart. And really, what you need to try to learn how to do is block them out. Block them out of your mind and out of your heart. Don't let them into your heart. Yeah, Connie, you have to block them out and just don't even listen to what they say. Don't allow any text to come your way. There's certain, look, everyone's got to deal with it differently. You've got to find what works for you. You've got to find what works for you. But your mental health and your physical health have to come first, right? That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Ivy. Yes, Ivy. I agree. See, I'm the same way. I mean, like I said, not every troll is the same, so you got to handle trolls differently. So, I did defend myself against my ex. I call him my ex troll because I don't let him troll me anymore. You see what I'm saying? I don't let him have the power. Um, yes, Jesse Hope. That's what I'm saying is that, all this can affect you physically. And um, I don't know about you, but I don't want to be in the bed anymore. I'm tired of being in the bed. I have a life to live. I've got grandchildren to live for. I've got canning to do. I've got things to prepare for. This world ain't getting any better, people. Yeah, KFC. Yeah, honey, you got it. Yeah, that way of thinking. I understand what you're saying, but you've got to let that go. Not everybody deserves that. Well, that's the thing, Jesse. My particular ex didn't let me defend myself either. I had to go up on another platform that was offered to me to give me a voice. And even when I was given a voice, I did not name my troll. Of course, he knew I was talking about him, because if the shoe fits, you can wear it. But I never said his name. So there's certain ways that you can handle things that doesn't cross the lines, or I have a moral code. I have a moral code that I abide by. Everyone should have a moral code, right, that they abide by. And not everybody's moral code is going to look like yours, unfortunately. You know, there's nothing wrong with defending yourself, but when it comes to you over defending yourself, then there's a problem.
Mhm.
Yeah, and another thing, yeah, Connie, that's another thing. Don't allow anyone, to steal your passion for what you started this platform for. Just like for me, I'm not I'm nobody, you know, I'm not saying that I can never be touched, okay? I am sure that there will be people out there that don't like me or don't like what I'm saying. Um and that's okay. but it's all in how I handle it. It's all in how I handle things. Oh, but today your project is to establish your moral code. You do that. Good morning, hippie chick. Good morning.
Salute to the cat. Yeah.
Yeah, Connie. We're going to talk about that. I definitely want you to come up and do an interview so you can tell your story and tell us about your daughter versus having someone else out there trying to deliver a message that is only yours to tell. Um, I would be hard pressed to say that if someone came after me about my child that had passed, um, it would be really, really, really freaking hard for me to keep my mouth shut. Um, but you know what? I would have to. I'd have to evaluate the whole situation before I decided what I would do. A lot of times we act out of emotions. We get so hyped up and we're so emotional, and we just have to get it out, and we just have to text. Oh my God, and I'm going to tell them off. And then you say all this stuff, and then 15, 20 minutes later, you're calmed down and you start to realize, oh shit, I probably shouldn't have said that. Well, now it's too late. Now it's too late. You got all your stuff out there, and it's too late. So it's best to sit back and kind of take account and look at what's before you and then decide what you're going to do with it. And that comes with age, I think. I think in my 20s, I was way emotional and acted out of emotion way more than I act out of morale code these days. Because I was quick to whoop somebody's ass. Well, honey, I'm going to tell you, KFC. God bless your heart for wanting to protect all future children, but I'm sorry, you just can't. I'm just going to tell you, as a mother, the greatest thing to do is to protect our children, but the hardest thing to do is to protect our children. And oh, that's good, Connie. That's good. Yeah. I wanted to protect my boys too, but one is in heaven and there was nothing I could do about it. And the worst fear that I ever feared the most came upon me. The worst fear that I ever felt or I ever thought about came upon me. And I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. Thank you, hippie chick. I try to be, honey. I try to be. Yes, Connie. Yeah, I will email you today. Um, yeah, I will email you today and let you know, and let's talk back and forth when we can set up a good time for you to come up and be interviewed. I think this would be a wonderful story to tell. It would get your story out there on what happened, and you can tell us and leave us with knowing your daughter, because that's who I want to uplift and let everyone know about is your daughter. This is what this is about. We are a grief support sector We talk about many different topics, but we focus on grief a lot because that's what we have lived. And we need to help people realize that our children and the people that we love that have passed on meant the world to us. And we want to bring them to life. It's not about me. It's about my son. It's about me sharing my son with you. It's about me sharing a piece of me with you and trusting you with it. That takes a lot. It takes a lot out of someone to do that. And so I encourage any of you that if you want to come up and tell your story, that you get in touch with me through email and let's set up a time and we will do the interview. Um, oh, Hippie, you're in Florida? Cool. Awesome. Jesse Hope said, I'm old and still quick to whip someone's ass. Oh, yeah. Major Tom. Major Tom. Oh, goodness. That would be a great idea, Janine. You email me, honey, and we can get together. Yes, Connie. You know, all we share our children's life because we want to keep them alive. We don't want no one to forget our children or the people that we've loved the most that have lost, like my mother and my brother. I lift them up and tell stories about them because I want people to remember them. You know, that is my greatest fear, is that people will forget my son. I don't know about you. Me and Indy Mom have talked about this. This is a great fear of ours, that people will forget. And it's almost like you got to keep talking about it so people don't forget. But then some people they don't know how to act whenever you talk about it, you know. And I want to encourage people to help people that are in grief understand that it's okay to talk about your dead loved ones. It's okay. Um, Matter of fact, I want to talk about my son Paul. Um, I don't ever want it to be that anyone stops talking about my son. I don't want that ever to be. Sorry. Um, huh. Hey, Slap and Tickle. Hey, baby. I know you will never forget Paul. I know, baby. I know, darling.
Hmm.
Oh, that is great, Connie. That
You okay,
that's
honeybees?
great. My son's birthday is March 7th, and he would have been 30 this year, so we're going to be celebrating his 30th birthday.
Hmm.
So I'm so happy to hear your oldest granddaughter finally is coming to that place that she can celebrate her mother. That's beautiful, Connie. Thank you, guys. I don't know that I have a picture on here, Miss R. I will upload some this evening, and I will have them ready for tomorrow. I don't have any on this computer. Um, yeah. yeah, that's our greatest fear is, that someone will forget. And then, it's hard for some people to talk about. They don't know what to say, and that's okay. Sometimes we don't know what to say. um I know, Connie, honey, that it's hard enough dealing with the loss of a child, much less having to deal with all the trauma and shit that you've had to go through in the aftermath. um I hope that now you're entering into a place of peace and solitude. And you know you have two beautiful gifts that your daughter left you. Is it two girls? Oh, you're serious? That is my anniversary date, Connie. That's my husband's and my anniversary. March 8th is your youngest son's birthday? Oh, that's amazing. Yes. Yes, February 5th is my anniversary. Almost 30 years. I think this year will be 28, 27, 28. Yeah, we have a lot of March 7th and March 8th, and yeah. Okay, guys, well, I've been on for about an hour and 20 minutes. You guys know I like to keep these short so everybody can go back and watch the replay. I want to say I love each and every one of you. I thank you, each and every one of you, for coming this morning and participating, and I hope that you've enjoyed the live this morning. Megan, thank you for coming up and being on the panel with me. I appreciate you, and I love your artwork.
Sorry that my
And everybody, I hope you have a wonderful day. Until tomorrow. Tomorrow is Grief Tuesday, so we will be talking and touching on grief. So be ready, everybody. Until then, Honeybees out.